Klonoa 2, Lunatea's Veil is a platform game that was developed and published by Namco for the PlayStation 2 in 2001, and this game is the direct sequel to the extremely popular Klonoa Door to Phantom Isle that would have been released earlier on the PlayStation 1 console back in 1997. And this game itself would have been considered to be among some of the greatest ever games to be released on the PS1 and one of the best platforming games pretty much of all time, as it continues on the same elements with regards to the gameplay, the cast of features, characters, while introducing new characters, but it keeps the same gameplay perspective with a 2D side-scrolling element but utilises 3D environments and aesthetics. So it pretty much keeps in contrast with what made the original game so popular. And with this series of games' widespread popularity, it has been noted that there's also been a compilation of remasters that have been in the works for these original games that are currently in the works and have yet to be released as of recording this video. So for fans of the series, it would be a great opportunity to go back and to revisit these classics from a whole new perspective, as to gain access to these games right now, because they're so popular, and again these games are quite rare, especially the PlayStation 1 version, that if you do manage to find a copy of it online, let's just put it this way, you will pay a lot of money. In some cases you can pay up to a couple of $100 just for a very good and looked after copy online. That'll tell you how popular this game is and how high in demand it is. And the same pretty much can be said for the sequel. And this is also one of the earliest games to be released on the PS2, so it adds to that rarity as well. So as with the story of the game, again it continues on directly after the events of the first game, with the main character trying to progress further into the story while interacting with new characters, defeating end of level bosses, trying to overcome various obstacles while utilising environmental hazards and even enemies to allow you to gain an advantage to get to areas that you can't normally get to, but also to explore many of the game's secrets and hidden areas. As the one cool thing about these games is, if you love exploration, even though it's a platform game, there's so many hidden areas and opportunities to find new items and just elements to explore, so you'll have a really fun time playing this game. It really is just a fun overall experience, and again it keeps with the originality of this first game in the series, so if you're a fan you'll be able to get into this straight away, as it is a fun game in all respects to it. Even from my own experience now, even going back years later or years ago, I never actually got to play the sequel, but I did play the original game, and I remember my first experience of it was on a demo CD way back in 1998, and I thought it was a phenomenal game. I loved the colourful graphics with the visual art style, and that was always what the game was always recommended for, was the visual art style of the game, as it was considered to be among some of the best looking and visually impressive games seen on the original PlayStation at that time. And the sequel in all respects carries on that trend, as the graphical style for a PS2 game, it still keeps with that cutesy character style nature, and it is a very good looking game in its own right, and it is definitely a must for platformer fans out there. And especially, like I said, if you're a fan of the series, this is a game that you really should try to get hold of if you can get it on the cheap pretty much. But if not, you can hold out and try and gain access to the upcoming remasters if you can get a hold of them and experience the game from a whole new perspective. They just are a really good series of games in outright, in terms of how they play, how they feel, the characters, the way the game's presented. It has really good platforming elements, and there's loads of really cool features that just have to really expand on top of the experience, and this sequel just again expands on top of what was seen in the original. So there's so much replay value, especially with the hidden secrets and so many of the unlockable elements that you'll achieve in the game, so it will definitely keep you playing for a while and you will have a lot of fun with it. It just is a really good solid platforming game, just like its original. So I would love to know your thoughts of this game, and if you have played it yourself, and are you a fan of the series, and did you even play the original game way back on the early days of the original PlayStation? I'd love to hear whatever stories you do have of this game, so be sure to share it down in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell to be updated with future videos. And if you would like to see more content around other types of platformer games also released on the PS2, you can check out the playlist on screen to see more of those games in action, and I will see you all in the next one.